Adjusting. You got the comedy on there.
Cool.
You sure? Oven.
Huh?
The oven. Is it recording now?
Yeah, it's on the recorder. Sure there is, but he's worried about being on camera.
I ain't worried about that being on camera, but I see it.
See it now. Hey, we're filming, man. Well, really? You know that's staying on.
Mammy!
Anyway, here's
Fucking Al Joseph.
here's my shoes.
Mammy!
Here's my shoes. Jim?
What?
My shoe needs shine.
Yeah, okay. I do like the new thug. You know how it used to be, right? Back in the day, black man see white man, he'd be like this. Now the new day, white man walk his ass off. You get your ass over there. You in our way now. Something changed, brother.
Forgot something else. All right, well, welcome to our second edition of Tableside Chats here with Jeff Mayweather and Frank Stea. Let's just touch a little bit on tomorrow. Your nephew Floyd does his jail sentence. What are your thoughts as far as him going in and you know the time alive there?
I mean, basically, I talked to him today. I talked to him for about a half hour or so. He's ready to deal with whatever what he's facing. I mean, not that he feels like he's guilty or anything, but he knows that it's a system that he pretty much can't change it. So he's at a point where he's just ready to accept it. And he said the one thing he said that it really doesn't bother him as much. He said it's different because everything that he got is paid for, and that he knows that he can afford being gone. You know, as opposed to someone that they lose everything when they're gone. So that's the one thing that he focuses on or talking about more than anything.
Now he's not going to have he's not going to have a hard time there, but the one thing I wonder, I've read, he's basically going to get 1 hour out of his cell a day. How is it going to affect him, a guy that flies all over the world, does everything, to being confined in such a small space, not going to do his exercise normally? Just, from that aspect, how do you think he's going to handle it?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think I was in jail for like 12 hours, and that's more than enough for me. And the reality of it is this: is that with each day that passes, of course, you start to be able to accept it because it becomes a norm. But me myself, like I said, I was in jail for 12 hours, and I wanted to get out so bad. I called everybody I could, but at the same time, it's one of those situations where you know what you're facing, you know what you got to deal with. So being out 1 hour, that's kind of tough. 1 hour of freedom, but then at the same time, you never know. You never know what happens inside, because you are going to have some guys that are big fight fans and stuff like that. And of course, with that being said, there's going to be some guys there that's going to probably be more lenient with them.
Yeah, I saw an episode of Jail or something when they had O.J. Simpson come in, and all the guards were all lining up to go talk to him and hang out with him, treat him like a star. So.
Well, there's a difference between
O.J. and Floyd.
There's juices. That's totally different. Those people don't like the juice. You must be brothers.
Well, so he's supposed to be doing 87 days. Was he going to serve half of that? What's the standard?
Well, the standard is that for each day of good behavior, you have a day off. So it could go down to 60 days.
Do you think he'll even do a month though?
I don't know. It's a sentence that was passed down to him, and and I think that the lady is gonna probably make him do it because of the fact that because of who he is.
And maybe because of the negative publicity too surrounding the fact that he didn't have to go originally when he was sentenced. Maybe if they are more lenient again, it's going to look bad upon them. Even though, like I said before, Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton get out the same day.
Yeah, and I mean, and that in itself is, I mean, that's a bad thing, But at the same time, it's one of those situations where, if they were able to do that for Lindsay Lohan and for whoever else, or but at the same time, Floyd's ready to accept whatever he has to face.
In a way too, it might be kind of cool. Not cool, but you get away from everything. No, not cool.
Nothing cool about
No, but he's been in the media and the public spotlight for so long. Always cameras there. Everything he does. This kind of gives you a chance to get away a little bit. Maybe collect your thoughts and just think about it. Like I said, me, I can walk down and wherever I go, but he's always got a constant circus around him. That'd be nice.
I think that the one thing is that he will get a chance to do a whole lot of soul searching, and doing a whole lot of thinking, about a whole lot of things, certainly not just boxing alone, but life in general. He's gonna have a whole lot of time to do that. So hopefully when he comes out, of course, I think that he'll probably be a more humble person and more receptive to his fans.
And outside of the jail thing, there's other things going on with them as far as
that's the one thing, and I kind of wanted to ask you this. What is he doing that Jeff, being his uncle, on his last day of freedom before he goes away?
Basically, like I said, we talked for about a half hour, and actually we were supposed to get together for dinner a little later, but of course I had this, so I'm here.
Wow.
But at the same time, no, he was actually in a meeting with attorneys at the time when I called, so and this was already scheduled, so I'm here. But for him, the most important thing was basically for him to spend time with his daughter. He said that his daughter had been calling him quite often. She had called probably a number of 70 times before, but he said at first that he was just thinking about everything, and so. But most importantly now is to spend time with with his loved ones and his family.
What would you do personally on your last day? Get it in.
I gotta get it in.
Get it in.
Boy. I'm gonna leave our last time and get some. I don't want to get up in. I don't want to get up in the joint and somebody trying to get with me.
Please be checking out your.
Police is in there waiting.
Yeah. Be on your computer download stuff.
Though, Jeff, with this, and when Jody passed it over to me, I always believe it like this. No matter what, your nephew's missing out on $100,000 per appearance. These nightclub tours he's been doing. And I'm a firm believer when the cat's away, the mice will play. And which I mean the mice, it's whether it's the media, whether it's people that surround them that pretend to be friends or whatever, they're gonna do for themselves. That's just my opinion. In this case, there has been about 24 hours ago. There's something that surfaced concerning Floyd, a known journalist out there who writes for Max Boxing and other websites out there, Gabriel Montoya. He's been investigating stuff on PED, performance-enhancing use, and something had come up from a writer from the Examiner mentioned that Floyd in the past tested positive for banned substances 3 times, and it was dismissed by the USADA or the Athletic Commission. Is there any comments or anything that you've heard or?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
No, it's bullshit. Floyd works harder than anybody in the damn sport. Why you gotta cheat?
I got into an argument over it because it's, I had somebody on one of the social networks comparing it to Barry Bonds, and I'm like, well, Barry Bonds spent years in front of a grand jury. It's a different story from that. He was officially accused and put into it. This is just coming out here now. But with something like this, seeming it's false, it's false. I'm a Floyd supporter 100%. I'm going to believe it's false. But what does this do? To defame it. If it blows up, goes viral, this bad news, Pacquiao having.
It's going to, because every time there's something even remotely
negative,
Pacquiao going to jump on it, or vice versa. So,
is he going to? He's taken the test. Or was it the last 3 or 4 fights? He's taken Olympic style testing. Nothing's come about it.
He demanded it.
Yeah, right. And he's the one who started, this whole craze on it. I mean, what do you think he's going to have to do? Because, I mean, like I said, it's 24 hours ago. I'm sure the last thing he wants to hear right now is there's some bullshit out there being put on his name. He goes away, comes back out, and this blows all out of proportion.
No, I think something like that, it's kind of like, it's one of those situations where, just like Floyd is used to people hating on him. So this is nothing new. And I think that's how he's going to deal with it. I mean, he's not even going to address it. He's not even going to pay attention to it because he knows bullshit just like I know it's bullshit.
Yeah, that's probably all you can do is ignore it.
I hate that. I mean, I hate that stuff. It's you know, like, look, if it is, but when people are digging up stuff and then they come in there, and like I said, there's people out there that are saying, oh, he's guilty. All of a sudden, somebody who's making a nickel a page view, who has something to go out there, you know.
Well, I
just think I can write and say, you know, Jeff Mayweather is a Colombian cartel leader, and
Exactly.
Well, let's see what else comes out. We're about out of our time here, but we'll see what comes of it, and we'll revisit for certain. You know, when it gets a little